Welcome back, mi gente. It's your girls, Nati Natalia and that killer Brit. We're here today talking about stress. Okay, it's something that we all go through.
Yeah,
Brit and I are no stranger to that. So,
ever.
yeah. Personally, I think for both of us, I think when we stress, it's either because of the work fields we're in, but also family, like
Oh
at
yeah.
home stress. Um, so yeah, Britt, do you want to share what you shared with me? Or do you want to
Okay.
just like talk about like work in general?
Ugh. Okay, guys. So, not gonna lie, guys. Today has been probably my worst day, like in a very long time in the work field. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it was just so bad. Like, I've never. Okay, as you can tell, like I never feel defeated with things. Like that's just not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever get defeated. I don't ever let things defeat me just because like I know what I'm capable of and I know that I have the potential to do whatever I'm able to do because I'm that B. You feel me? Like I tell myself, Brittany, if you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it and that's it. Like I don't second guess myself. But like
Mm-hmm.
today, I don't know what. It was just I think just a lot of like back to back to back people that had like these huge transactions that had like these other things that I had to do that I had to remember. Like it was just a lot. And then mind you, I'm going from working. Okay, so prior to like we would work only like through the drive-through, not people like coming inside and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
now we're having people inside of the bank. So I'm like having to help them on top of taking care of the drive-through people. So like to me, it's more in the sense of like I know I can do it, but sometimes like I don't like rushing things because I like to be like I don't want to mess up anywhere. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't mind taking my time personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're gonna have to wait, you're gonna have to wait, and that's what it is. And so I don't know, just today, it was just like a really bad day, like at work. Like I was like asking my coworkers for help, and like I could tell it's being so annoying. And like inside, like I don't like making people feel like that, nor do I want someone to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't want someone to be like, why the freak are you asking me all the time this? You know what I'm saying? Like why aren't you getting it? You know? And then so I was like getting frustrated with myself and I was feeling bad and then I was confused. And then it was like a mixture of emotions that literally all I wanted to do right there was like do my work and cry. That's
Yeah.
all I wanted to do. So then one of my coworkers clocked into work or whatever, and he was like, "Yo, like, what's up with you? Like, are you okay?" And I was like, honestly, I was like, today's just not my day. Like, and then I could feel like my eyes were getting watery, and it was so bad because I was like, because I didn't want to look at him because I know that if I looked at him, I was just gonna cry because I was just gonna be
Yeah.
like, I can't do this, just like ball out, and he's gonna be like, what is wrong with this girl? So like, as I'm writing this ticket down, right, I'm like, Brittany, do not cry, do not be that person, okay?
Yeah.
And so he was like, no, and I told him like everything. Like I was like, listen, this is what I'm going through. Like this person's probably gonna think I'm a freaking idiot. Then I did messed up on this, then on this. And he goes, honestly, you need to relax. He goes, first of all, you've only been here for 3 months, okay? You need to relax. Like you've only been here for 3 months. Like you're gonna have days like that. He goes, I have days like that and I've been here for 2 years. So you can't really put yourself don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like put pressure, but don't put too much pressure where you want to go home crying. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I know, but I'm just not used to that. Like I don't like feeling like this.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person where I don't like asking people for help because I'll figure it out. But the problem is when you have somebody in front of you that you're trying to help out and it's like a million and one things and you're just confused and lost, it's like you have to ask the next person. And it was just so stressful and like I literally just wanted to flat out cry. Like
Yeah.
that's like the best
Yeah.
like explanation. And then I didn't cry. Okay, I was like breathing. I didn't cry. And then I went to the back. I clocked out. Thank God I got to leave early. Thank God. So yeah, I was talking to my coworker or whatever, and then I forgot about it. And then I came home and I told my parent, or I was talking to my mom and my sister, and they were like, like it's okay and stuff. I was like, yeah, but like I don't like feeling like that, like
Yeah.
it's a sense of
Mm-hmm.
like defeat, in a
Yeah.
way. And I'm just like, I really don't like feeling like that just because to me it's more like well, it brings me back to when like when I first started the law field, and I was like, then my boss would ask me, "Yo, do you think that this is for you? Like, if it's not, then you could." Yeah, and I was just like, and then
That's rude.
yeah, but honestly, that kind of like motivated me to like, okay, so you think I can't do this? Now I'm gonna do it, So then it brought me to where I was now. Now I'm able to teach people more about the law stuff because I know about that because I was doing it. So I guess now, in a sense, I'm going back to the same thing. But since I haven't felt that way in such a long time, it was like a budge.
Yeah.
So it was bad though, guys. I was stressed.
I definitely understand how you feel with like the wanting to cry. And it's not that like it's just like, you're better than the situation. And then it's kind of
Yeah.
frustrating where it's like because I don't like to cry in front of people.
Oh,
So it's kind of like,
same.
oh, like I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to do this. And then it's like when you think about it, like I'm really letting this get to me.
Bro, yes. That's why my coworker, I think he felt so bad because he saw my
Yeah.
hands trembling. And he was like, "Do you want to sit down?" And I was like, "No, I just want to finish this and I want to clock out and go home. That's what I want to do." Like, he's like, "No, like it's okay. Don't worry." I felt so bad for him, because he was like,
Yeah.
really like, honestly, my coworker is such a sweetheart. Like, honestly, he's probably one of the nicest person that I ever met in my whole entire life. Like,
Aww.
he's so nice. He's like a genuinely nice person. So like the fact that someone like was being so nice to me, and after I had all these freaking little B words, I was just like, you know what, like, okay, like it's fine, like I'll be okay. I had to remind myself of who I was, and I was like, you know what, Brittany,
Period.
yeah, today it's only one day, okay? I'm gonna get out of this and I'm gonna continue to do what I gotta do, you
Yeah.
know? And it made me also know that like this is not a forever thing for me, I know that this is not like my purpose in life. I'm using this as a stepping stone to get to where I gotta get to, but I know that it's not like my purpose in life. So I shouldn't really stress it in the sense of like you can only do as much as as much as you're able to do,
Yeah.
because if they don't want me, they can fire me and I'll find another job at the end of the day.
I think people forget
Yeah.
that you're human sometimes because you're on the other
Oh, yeah.
side with the
Yep.
uniform or you have your name or whatever. Like you're still human. So at the end of the day, that's one thing that would get me mad when I would see my coworkers crying or my coworkers getting disrespected and the managers, the supervisors wouldn't step in. Like instead they would kind of edify that person who is being rude. And it's
Yeah.
like I'm all for you know, treat like having the customer experience the best experience, but at the end of the day, if you got to put somebody in your place, you got to put somebody in your place. You
Thank
shouldn't be
you.
able
I
to
agree.
see somebody be degrading to an employee, only for your employee to not want to come to work the next day. Because after
Yeah.
that, like after a while of hearing all these guests, I really didn't care if I was late. I didn't care if I
Yeah.
didn't clock in on
Yep.
time back from lunch. I really didn't care about certain things.
Employers have to take into consideration people's mental health. I feel like that should be something where instead of doing like PTO, there should be like mental days where you know what? I need a mental break from this establishment. Like I need to disconnect, because if not, I will literally I listen. One thing with me is you're not going to disrespect me, okay? I don't care about the environment. I don't care. Honestly, I personally don't care about getting fired at a job. Though I've never been fired from a job.
Yeah, same.
Promise you. Yeah, I've never been fired, but I wouldn't mind being fired if you disrespect me. I'm not going to put the employee first if they're putting their hands in my face. If they're talking to me any type of way, no, I'm not going to put the employee first. I'm sorry. This might be the rest of your life, but it's not the rest of my life. And I'm not going to sit here and take somebody disrespecting me. Absolutely not. And thank the Lord that God knows the day that happens, I will pop off. Like, that's one thing I do not tolerate, the disrespect. That is
Yeah.
like, that to me is like, whoa, you're going to sit the hell down, because I will put your ASS in check. No problem.
Like you mentioned earlier, like now it's like I'm not gonna give you the power to make me feel inferior to you.
Yeah.
Like no, you want to go off and say I'm this. At the end of the day, I know who I am, and of course, words hurt. We're gonna have bad days, but at the end of the day, like don't let people steal your power. Like take your power back,
Oh, amen.
because you are important. You are good enough, and if people can't see that, or people are just having like maybe they themselves are having a bad day, so they're projecting that energy on you, don't take
Yeah.
it in. Just be like, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Let's
Yep.
go next,
I 100% agree with that, honestly. And I feel like for myself at least, me quit. Okay, so like I said, I've never been fired. I've always
Mhm.
quit jobs.
Me too.
It, because it's come to the point where it's just like I'm not gonna choose money over my education, one,
Yeah.
or over my happiness. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And like right now, and it sucks because I haven't learned, or I don't know how to like take out, or I haven't found a way to deal with my stress. I just
Mm.
put it to the back of me. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I just drop it. And
Yeah.
sometimes like I realize or I see it where it like comes up randomly because I didn't deal with that emotion at that
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
that I still like deal with bullshit basically, you know? Like for example, a lot of people journal, they write out their feelings,
Mm-hmm.
they meditate. I haven't been able, or I haven't tried it. Not to say I haven't tried it, but I just feel like I'm the only thing that works for me, let's be honest, is crying. And mind
Yeah.
you, I don't cry to people. Like,
Mm-mm.
I don't. Like, I
Yeah.
really do not
Yeah.
cry in front of people just
Yeah.
because that to me makes me feel inferior. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like people me seeing, like, I don't like when people see me emotional. And like I think too it stems from the fact that like my mom is a very strong person, my dad is a very strong person. So like when they
Mm-hmm.
see me cry, it's more like, why are you crying?
Yeah.
And then it's not like I'm not crying because I'm upset. No, I'm not crying because like it's hurting me. I'm crying because I need to cry to let that emotion out.
Yes.
Like it's not because I'm boohoo crying. No, I'm boohoo
Yeah.
crying because I just need to release it somehow.
It
Because since I
builds
don't
up,
journal, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't journal, I don't meditate, I don't do any of those things. Um, to me, I just boohoo cry. So that's why now I'm just trying to find like reasons to like journal and things like that. And like
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine just gave me a journal too that I have to start. And so I could like start journaling and things like that, because I have a ton of journals. They're just all empty just because I feel like I never know how to express my emotions in my brain on paper, because I know
Mm.
that there's people who are able to write like these beautiful like things, and I'm just like, wow, like I'm not like a writing, like I don't like to read books, I don't like to write, I don't like to do any of that. I'm more of a
Yeah.
creative person. I rather like paint out my emotions, I guess you can say. I'm more towards that end
Mm-hmm.
compared to just like writing them out, because I feel like writing them out, I really have to like think about like what am I writing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
instead of like just talking. Or I like to talk to God. I would just be like,
Yeah.
God, you got me. I'm going through this. I gotta let go and
Mm.
let God. And I'd be like, listen, take it, cause a girl
This
can't handle it.
mountain is pretty
Oh, this
steep. Okay.
this now we need some help, baby. Okay, cause I can't move it myself. I'm gonna need some help. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like you just feel so defeated. Like to
Mm-hmm.
me, and mind you guys are not the only ones going through this. I go through this. I think we go through this every week.
Yeah.
Every single week, we experience something, and we're just like, all right, this shit is
Yeah.
trash. F this. Now, what are we going to do to better ourselves?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
And
what
I
we
think that's
really like do.
Yeah, but I think it's important to like feel those emotions like today, like how
Yeah.
you acknowledge that like today's been a day and it sucks. Um Sometimes we're so quick to be like, you know what, like all right, like no, I'm not gonna let this get to
Yeah.
me, so bye. And then it sucks because without you knowing, you're still thinking like it's gonna come and it's like one thing after another where you're just gonna explode,
Yes.
you
Like you're
know?
just gonna pop off. Like
Yeah,
whoever it
and
is. And it might not
sometimes
even be in the work
mhm,
field. It might just be you
yeah.
get home and you're just taking it off on your family.
The other day I was crying. I was crying. Where was I? I was at the store with my sister and my mom, and then we came
Oh.
home, and I was just like, I went straight to my room and I was crying, and my dad knew something was wrong. And when my dad came in, I just started crying. I was just like, it's like, why are you sad? Like, it's okay. Like, he like held my hand. He was like, you could talk to me about anything. It's okay. And I was just like, Dad, like, I'm just like, I don't even know why I'm crying,
Yes,
Like, I'm just like,
yes. Oh, I hate those when you're just like, honestly, I'm just crying to cry right now. Like, just let me cry. Like, literally, my sister would be like, Brittany, like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's going on? I'm like, honestly, I just want to cry. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong
yeah.
with me. I just want to cry. That's it. Like,
Yeah. And I think like that day I took time to really process, like, what am I stressed about, what am I angry about, what am I sad about, what am I upset about, what am I
Yeah.
disappointed about, because it doesn't, I think stress is a mixture of things, you know, like
Yeah.
not just work or anything like that, but it was like a mixture of things that I personally haven't dealt with. And then I noticed with everything that I said, I looked at how I dealt with it, and it was like, for me, it was easier just not to deal with it. So I came to the
Yeah.
conclusion where, like, I have a cycle where I give up on myself. Where if you were to come and tell me, like, Nat, like, I'm going through this, like, I make that my priority to, like, okay, Brittany, so what the fuck are we gonna do to get you better, you know?
Facts.
But
Oh
when it
my
comes to
God.
me,
Yeah.
I'm like, no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know. Like, I could be texting you, but
Yes.
like, or calling, or like my friends FaceTime me too, like, oh yeah, like I'm fine, but in my heart and in my mind, I'm like, damn, like I'm really going through it. And
Same.
I was telling Brittany before we even started this, like, that's why I don't even like drinking, like to get like drunk, because I just cry. And sometimes it's just like to me, I get embarrassed, like, not that I'm saying something stupid, but it's just like, wow, bitch, like you're really fucking crying right now. Like,
Yes.
and I
Same. Same AF. To be honest, it's like one of those things where it's just like, okay, I understand why people, when they drink, they get emotional, you
mm-hmm.
know, because it's just so easy. Because, like, when you're drunk, you don't care about nothing. So if you're
Yeah.
crying, you don't care. Like, you
Yeah.
literally don't care. And I'm not saying that's a solution at all. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying
No, no, no,
drinking is
no,
a
no. Yeah.
solution, but I do understand why people do it, because it's one of those things where it's just like, you know what? Sometimes, like, you really just need to cry something out, you know, or sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
like, for example, like for me and for you, I guess, crying works really well for us, you know? For me,
Mm-hmm.
especially for me, it works better than journaling. It works better than meditating. So far, I have to remember to try those things still. But
Yeah.
like as of right now, like crying is my thing, you know? Because I'm just like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? And it's like I can't cry in front of people. Well, like I
Mm-hmm.
can, but I really like hold it inside and I really try not to, because
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like to express that emotion in front of people. Like I said, it makes
Yeah.
me feel very vulnerable. And I don't like feeling
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable because I don't like people thinking that I'm a little bee, you know, because to
Yeah.
me, it makes me feel like I'm a little bee. And I know I'm not a
Yeah.
little bee, you know? So,
Yeah.
like, for me, like, that just doesn't, like, I just don't, but like, I don't like crying. So, but if I'm in my room, like, I will sit here and I will cry, and none of my friends will know that I'm feeling some type of way, you
Yeah.
know? Because I feel like, don't get me wrong, yes, it's good to express things to yourself, to your friends and stuff like that, but sometimes I just like keeping it
Mm-hmm.
interior, I think it is the word.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to keep it inside because like I don't like to express my problems to other people. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, yeah, like sometimes I'll talk to Nat and I'll be like, yo, Nat, like I'm going through this, you know, or like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, Jazz, I'm going through this, or hey, Steph, I'm going through this, you know, or, hey, this so and so, I'm going through this, you know, and like I'm able to express it like that because I know, like, if I'm expressing it like that, it's because it really doesn't affect me. It doesn't have a
Mm-hmm.
hold on me compared to like if it's something that I've never mentioned to you or something I don't talk about, it's because that's what's really hurting me inside, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And like I know it's not good to keep it inside, and then so instead of like talking it out, I just cry it out. And I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like for me it makes me feel 10 times better, especially with like stress, because I can honestly say I'm probably stressed now 25 hours 8 days a week
Mm-hmm.
type shit. Like it's just like a non-stop thing, like it's one after the other, and I notice that in my brain I feel like it never shuts off.
Yeah.
Like I could be sleeping and it's still on. Like
Yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
thinking about the next day and what do I have to do and what do I have planned. And it's just so hard. Like it's hard to say, hey, I'm just gonna take this break and I'm just gonna cut off everybody. You
Yeah,
know?
dude, yeah. And then sometimes it's like I tell myself that, like, you know what, not they just shut out the world. But then I'm like, no, because then I feel bad. Because what about somebody
Yeah,
needs me? Or like, you know, like it's just like a whole bunch of factors, and it's like hard to put yourself first. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Or like to like allow yourself to because I think I don't want to sound hypocritical, but it's like easy for me to give advice, you know, like, oh my
Oh,
God, girl,
same.
like don't, girl. But like little do you
Yeah.
know that like my dumbass
Oh
can't even take my own
yeah.
advice.
For real. Oh my God, girl. Same. And it sucks because like if I'm going through it, like all my friends are like, oh, but like why are you going through it? Because your life is perfect. You feel me? Like
Oh
I
my
think
God.
people have this idea that you're happy, your life is perfect, everything's going good for you. And I'm like, no, actually, I'm pretty like inside right now. I think my stress level from starting school, starting work,
Mm-hmm.
starting my own business again, like everything all together has just been taking so much of a toll on my soul that's like
Yeah.
sometimes I really just want to disconnect from everybody. Like, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't want my friends to feel bad or anything, because it's like it's not nothing towards you guys. It's more in the sense of like Brittany really wants to just be alone for a little bit. Like, I need to take
Yes.
the time to just be by myself, because when I'm able to do that, I'm able to analyze my own emotions, you know?
Control your
Yeah,
peace. And that's the biggest thing.
exactly.
Controlling your peace is the biggest thing you could do for yourself. And what works for you may not work for other people. Because, like,
Facts.
majority of my friends, they swear by yoga. Cool, girl. Shout out to
Yeah.
you, because I I go to yoga and I get frustrated with myself because I'm just like, I don't feel the peace.
Yeah.
I can't do this little move, okay? This is not for me. So what do? I dance in
Yes.
my room. Like, literally, I
Yeah.
dance in my room, because that's what helps me deal with my stress, is like
Yeah.
dancing it out. I don't really feel the need to like go on social media to like say like I'm fucking sad, or like
Yeah,
I'm
me
like this.
either.
I don't like, that's why I
I
don't really
can't
like
do that.
Twitter. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I feel like
I
Twitter's
had
like
to
a
delete
diary.
Twitter. It got me toxic. I became real nasty on Twitter, bitch. I became real nasty. So I had to remove myself, because I would see same thing with Instagram. Like a little minute, I know y'all peep that Killer Brit was gone for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
because I needed to take a mental break. I had to check out, because I would just see things that would just piss me the F off. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Why am I stressing something when in reality I have no control over that?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I stressing it? And I was like, you know what, I just need to delete it. I need to reorganize myself, get myself together, and then we'll move on from there, you know?
Yeah.
And like I had to delete it, because it came to the point where it was just like anytime I would scroll or like, you know, like look at shit. And in reality, like it's true, like everything you see with these two eyeballs right here really can affect your mood, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Dude, yeah.
now I don't let that affect me anymore. You know, it's more in the sense of like, you know what? It is what it is. And you just got to move forward and breathe in and out, and you let that shit go. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody stressing what you feeling, to be honest. Only you're stressing yourself. You're stressing yourself out
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
And
That's
for
why,
me,
uh huh.
go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Go
No, no,
ahead.
you can go
Finish.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I like, I don't care what people think, but I care what people think. Does that make sense?
Oh,
So
yeah.
if I'm telling somebody that I'm going through it, like in my mind, I feel like I'm preparing myself to say, for them to tell me like, why are you stressed over that? Or like, you're stressing, like you have it so easy, like da 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 da. But it's like, we don't know people's true lives, you know, like we're not
Yeah.
in each other's shoes every day. Like Brittany and I, we talk
Facts.
every day, but I don't know, and she doesn't know exactly what we go through, you know. Like
Yeah.
we could say like, oh, my day was good, you know, we'll share like highlights, but they don't know, like we don't know like the stresses, you know, or the
Yeah,
things
like
that
our
like triggered
everyday
us.
20, yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
24/7 things, or like the generational shit that we're still trying to figure out ourselves, you
Yes.
know? Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like you're going through something and it's a generational thing. Like this is not just begins with you, it's been happening in your
Mm-hmm.
family, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's like happening to you. You get me? So sometimes like we're each learning like day by day what the hell is going on with each other, you know? That's why like
Yeah.
for me, like I don't feel bad if someone doesn't tell me how they're feeling, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or like as long as I'm like, look, are you okay? You can tell me if you want to, but I don't feel bad if you don't tell me, because half the time I don't tell people how I'm really feeling, you
Yeah.
know? And
Mm-hmm.
it's okay, because I don't feel, and I don't want to say the word comfortable, but like my vulnerability is only for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like to express it to the whole world, nor should I have to express it to the whole world, you know? Like
Yeah.
I know some people go on social media, talk all about their lives and how their lives are miserable and all, and I guess that's what they do. I cannot be like that.
Yeah.
I'm never going to let give somebody my vulnerability ever, because to me my emotions change day by day. Like for example, I could say one day F him or F her, and
Yeah.
then the next day I get over it. I don't care anymore. It's already
Yeah.
passed. Yo, what's good? And it's not me
Mm-hmm.
being like hypocritical or anything like that. At that moment, when I said F you, I was serious. F you. Then I slept on it. woke up the next day, thought, why am I really stressing something that I have no control over?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. That's it.
As you
And
should. Mm.
yeah, I feel like people think, oh, you're just being a hypocrite. And it's like, in reality, I'm not being a hypocrite. It's in the sense of like, I don't give it that much importance, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you could
Like,
say that's your growth. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Because
Yeah.
I think it would do more harm to you if you still like like I guess how that's how you know that something still triggers you or you haven't gotten over something you think you've gotten over if
Yeah.
it still affects your mood, you know? Like the fact that you could say,
Absolutely.
you know what, this is not gonna affect you're not taking power over me, that says a lot. And that's a
Yeah.
thing that a lot of people cannot say. They want to say it, but they can't.
We are so consumed with what other people think about us that stresses us out. See, like my stress reliever was always like traveling. I would travel every like every 2 months, 3 months, and
Mm-hmm.
like to me that helped me because I was like, you know what, different air, different environment.
Yeah.
Now that I've been freaking and stuck in Miami for God knows how long, it is so stressful. I can't handle stress the same way as before because I would just
Mm-hmm.
let my feelings of stress go on an airplane. Like, oh, I'm getting on a plane. I'm about to have this
Yeah.
weekend. I'm about to be on it popping. You know, like I was so excited that I would just leave the stress here because I didn't even have to
Yeah.
worry when I came back because I was like, you know what, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've been in this howler of Miami, I call it, like it's been so difficult to deal with my stress. Like I see myself being more emotional. I see
Mm-hmm.
myself holding on to things more. I see myself really trying to like figure out why am I stressful, you know, when before I would barely get stressed. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why my friends think that I'm the most happiest person. But like now you're forced to sit and deal with your emotions compared to just
Yeah.
running away, you know? And we're not
Yes.
used to that. We're not used to that
Mm-hmm.
at all. So it's hard for me to see myself and look at myself in the mirror and say, yo, what's going on? Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? You know?
Yeah, or like I think you and I, when it comes to friends, a lot of our friends look at us like as inspiration or like, oh, you know, like
Yeah.
you're always happy. Or I don't think we share a lot of our personal lives like with a lot
Yeah.
of our friends. So I think a lot of our friends are like, oh well, you know, like you guys like have it all, or like, and don't get me wrong, compared to other people, yes, we do have a lot and we're very blessed in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But shit still happens, whether you're rich, whether you're poor,
Yep.
whether you're famous, whether you're nobody. Like, no, it doesn't matter. It comes to everybody. And I think it's hard when like you hear those comments and you're like, damn, okay, so somebody's looking at me, so I have to be on, you know, like there's no
Yeah.
room to be not happy or to not be perfect or to do this and do that. Like at work, that's why I was like always like trying, I guess I cared so much was because I was held to a certain standard where if I would fail a little bit, it's like, well, I want to tell you, like, you really disappointed us, and I hate disappointing
Yeah.
people.
Oh,
So
same. Oh
yeah,
my God. Same. Same, same, same.
like
Literally, I hate that. That's like the worst feeling. Like, first of all, I don't like disappointing my parents. And second of all, I don't like to
mm-hmm,
feel the sense of disappointment from other people. Like,
yeah,
it's not like I look for people's approval, but I know myself enough that I don't like to make people feel disappointed in me, you know?
yeah,
Because it's like a bad feeling because they're like, oh, wow, like I expected more from you, you know? It's like
yeah,
that
mm-hmm,
commentary hurts, you know?
mm-hmm,
Because you're like, whoa, like one, people are watching you, and
mm-hmm.
two, like, damn, like, okay, so what am I doing wrong? And you think that there's something wrong with you, but sometimes you just have a bad day. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
it's just not your
mm-hmm,
day. That's what it is.
mm-hmm,
Like today, I can honestly say was not my day. But when I wake up tomorrow, I'm not gonna have that self pity for myself. By the time
mm-hmm.
I put my head down on that pillow and I knock out on my satin pillowcases because they're the best of the best, okay, I make sure that when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to be in a great mood. I'm going to wake up smiling, singing my songs in the shower, having a beautiful morning, and like I'm going to be okay because I tell myself, I'm like, yo, like Stephanie said it before. It's a bad day, not a bad life.
Period. Shout out to
Shout out
Steph for
to
the
Seth,
future.
for real. Shout out to my dog. Because that's the reality of it, to be honest. Like, you
Yeah,
can't sit here and like you can stay in your self-pity, but don't saute that shit, you feel me? Don't be sauteed in the self-pity bowl, because in
mm-hmm.
reality that is going to mess you up. Like, your stress is already here, you keep sauteing it and adding on how worse it's gonna be. Every day you're gonna be stressed until you finally explode and you're gonna be like, yo.
Dude, yeah. And it's honestly sometimes not even worth it. Like, I
Yeah.
think of the time, like, I'm looking back now, especially with COVID, because, we're home. I look at the
Mm-hmm.
things that I would stress about and I'm like, really, Natty? Like, you were stressing
Yeah.
over that shit? Like, this is nothing. And I think that's one, like, how Brittany, Steph said, like, it's not a bad life. Like, when I die, that's just not gonna matter. What's gonna
Yeah.
matter is like how I loved people who were around me who supported me.
Yeah.
So these little things that are like, let go and let God, guys. Like,
Oh,
or whoever,
amen.
whatever power you guys like believe in, the
Yeah.
universe, whoever, like, just let it go. Like, don't let that take over you, because it does more harm than good. And at the end of the day, keep your peace. Like, my peace
Yeah.
is so important to me, my time, my energy. So if you gotta
Yeah.
let things go, you need to leave, you get
For
fired, whatever,
real.
everything happens for a reason. And trust me, what is
Amen.
gone is that it's gone for a reason. So many
Yeah.
things are coming um that are going to be 10 times better, and you're going to be like, you was right, I see
For
why I had to do
real,
that.
your higher power is literally preparing you for your higher self. Like
Mm-hmm.
your higher self is already there. You feel me? So
Yes.
now
Mm-hmm.
you get these messages and you're just like, okay, why am I stressing? Because in reality, I already know my past this. Like, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
good. Because my higher self is like, girl, your abundance is coming. Okay. That's what we're waiting for. My abundance is
Yep.
coming. Therefore, my financial uh situation that I'm going through right now is gonna be insignificant in the
Yeah.
future. Because my abundance is coming, you know?
Yeah. And like
I'm
Brittany and
not
I
gonna
would talk
stress
about this
that.
before. Yeah. Like, when you're like, if we constantly nitpick our jobs, because I think Brittany and I, we have a lot in common when it comes to our jobs.
Yeah.
um like, if you're like solely focusing on like, oh, I lack, or this sucks, or like things aren't going my way, so many more things are gonna be,
Oh,
you're gonna
trigger
focus on that
points.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, so you think you're
Yep.
sad now, okay, let's see how you're gonna be when you really don't have this, or when you really don't have
Yep.
that. And instead of just being like, you know what, I'm grateful for this is what I have today, tomorrow I'm gonna have more, a week I'm gonna have more, a year I'm gonna have
Amen.
more, like 10
Yep.
years. And I think that's so important. Just be grateful for where you're at, even if it's hard. Like, I'm grateful for this whack ass job, but next year I'm gonna have a great job. Or, I'm grateful
Amen.
for my little bank account. Next year I'm gonna have $1 million. And to
Yep.
some people that may sound ridiculous, but hype yourself up. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, hype yourself up. Like, if you're sad, that's okay. Feel sad, but remember, you still that bitch. You are still that queen. Okay,
Period.
like, let
Period.
that shit out. You feel me? Like,
Yes, bro. Yes, I 100% agree with every statement that came out of Nati Natalia's mouth just now. Okay, 100% agree. I think that I am my biggest hype woman. Okay,
yeah.
because yes, there's some times where I'm just like questioning myself, where I'm at in life, how I feel like I'm unsuccessful, and all these things. But you know what? Then I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, you know what? You're a boss ass B. You know why I'm a boss
Period.
ass B? I have all these things going for myself. I have an LLC, first of all.
Mm,
Second of all, I'm at the age of 23, already know what it is to move out of my parents' house.
yeah.
Third of all, I'm about to graduate in May. Like, I have all these things
Yeah.
coming from myself. So am I gonna let this one bad day ruin what else that I have coming for me that's gonna be my abundance?
Mm-hmm.
No. Why? Like, this is when you need to have self positivity within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Be your own hype woman. Not only, and I could say, yes, I have family issues like everyone else, of course.
Mm-hmm. Of
But you
course.
know what? My family is always there anytime I need like a talk, or anytime if I am crying, and yes, they're gonna be like, what's wrong with you? They're there to like sobarme la espalda, they'd be like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like, it's gonna be okay. Or my sister's like,
Yeah.
girl, you a badass bee. And I'm like, you absolutely correct. So why am I
Remember who you
stressing?
are.
Period, honey, period. Like, these are the things that if you don't find it within your circle, or the people who are in your frequency wave, which are people who are on like the same level as you, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
um find it within yourself. It's okay
Yeah.
to be your own hype woman. If you gotta write yourself a love letter, you write
Yeah.
yourself that love letter, and let yourself know, I am a badass, BADBITCH. Okay, you let yourself know that. You know why? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna make yourself feel better. At the end of the day, you don't need your companion to make you feel better. You need
Mm-mm.
yourself to feel better.
Yeah.
Okay,
It starts
that's
with
the whole
you.
thing. 100%. It only starts with you, to be honest. Because if you're gonna sit here and depend on other people's love, you're never gonna feel happy, because people are worried
Yeah.
about themselves. Let's be honest. We
And
live in a
don't,
generation where that's facts. You worry about
yeah.
yourself.
Like don't shrink yourself to be something that you're not for so and so to like you. Or if your friend group, like that's why I'm so grateful for Brit, that's why I'm so grateful for Steph. Like we may not talk every day and know exactly what we're going through, but if we send a text message like, guys, today's been a day, like we're right there. And if your friends aren't
Yeah,
like that, then I'm sorry, mamita, but you need some new friends. We will be your friends. We will hype you up, okay? Like that is so
period.
important to have a good group around you. Not in a sense where you need to like pour out every detail of your life, but that got your back and know how to uplift you and not bring you down, because you don't need that type of energy in your life. Like, nah,
Facts.
God bless them, but you're better off without them.
Exactly. A freaking med. And honestly, guys, this conversation has literally lifted up my spirits. Like,
Mine
I
too.
promise you, bro, when we started this, okay, because, we like chat about what we're going to talk about and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And like starting this, I was a little worried because I was like, damn, like, honestly, I'm just not in the mood. Like, I'm really not, like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. It has been a day. Like, but honestly, now I'm like, you know what? Yes, I had a bad day. You're absolutely correct. But tomorrow morning, when I walk up in that establishment, I'm going to own it again because that's what you do.
Period.
Because you know what? No one is going to bring me down. Not these customers, not these employers, not these teachers. No, they're not going to ruin everything I worked so hard for because you know what? I deserve to be at the position that I'm at. I worked
Yes.
hard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I started off scrubbing floors at an ice cream shop, honey, to now
Mm.
working at a bank. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and snoop to no bottom of nothing, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't either, because you know what? You are where you are because of what you've done and what you can accomplish. And this is
Mm-hmm.
only a mile stepping stone to whatever else you're gonna be doing, okay?
Yep.
Because we all have better things in the works for us. Our abundance is
Mm-hmm.
coming, and there's no need to stress nothing anymore. Like, let's be honest. Like, keep that stress in, deal with it for that day. The next day you wake up like a new person. Look at yourself in the mirror. You're a boss ass B, and you keep it on and popping.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
Period.
this episode is about, honey. That stress,
Exactly.
forget it. No need to. We're going to leave that in the past and we're going to move forward. Yes, give yourself the time to analyze your feelings. But at the end of the day, you know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not that job is for you, if it's not, thank you for the experience. On to the next one, you know? At the end of the day, those employers, you're going to be replaceable as well as you can replace them.
Yeah.
So don't stress
Mm-hmm.
it. Well,
It
guys,
ain't gonna matter.
for
But we
real.
love you. Like seriously, we love you guys so, so, so
For
much. And we're
real.
sending you positive vibes, honestly. End this week
Mucho,
strong.
mucho, mucho
Amor.
amor.
But we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Yes. Can't wait,
All
can't
right.
wait, can't wait.